Hey guys, welcome back to HuckDiary. Just want to do a quick one-take video for those who are a little confused or lost regarding what to expect when they take delivery of their Huck. So I'm going to go over a couple things to check for, how to inspect it, how to turn it on for the first time. So hopefully you find this video helpful. So first of all, you'll get it delivered by haul bikes. It'll be, probably take a little longer than expected to deliver, which is, well known out there. But what you'll see is the bike itself, and then a bag that's hung from the handlebar most of the time. What that bag has is a charger that's appropriate for your bike, for your battery, the voltage, along some goodies in there as well, and some instructions. The instructions are primarily regarding the battery and how to charge, so just keep that in mind. So first things first, some bikes came with a sticker on the display saying basically that the bike ships with the battery unplugged, so you need to plug the battery cable as well as the charging port, which is on the bottom on the other side. So I'll go over that real quick as well. And just quick things to look for, right? So first things first. All right, let's play this out. You get the bike delivered to you, you get the call, you're excited, the bike is at your house now. First thing you want to do, obviously a visual inspection, right? Make sure everything is intact, turn signals are in place, tires are inflated for the most part. There's just no visible physical damage to the bike, right? Walk around it, test the shocks, push them down the front and the back. Make sure there's it looks, at a glance it looks right. So that's the first thing that you want to do. And later on I'll tell you how you can get a hold of Huck Cycles and they'll be able to address any issues that you might have. All right, so that's the first step. Just physically inspect it, make sure everything is good. Make sure that you got the charger in the bag, and along with the charger, they send you a couple fuses, right? There's two fuses. The first one is a cylinder that is for the charging brick itself. So there's a little light here, as you can see. If you plug this into the wall and it doesn't turn on, good chance your fuse is out. Haven't had any reports of that, but I did have a friend of mine who plugged in their battery and it wasn't charging. And there's another fuse that I'll show you right now that connects to the harness that connects to the battery that was out for him. So they include that generic fuse as well, which is nice. So you have those two in there. All right, so first things first, you get the bike, like I said, do physical inspection. Next thing is you want to hook up the battery, right? You want to make sure it turns on. There's this little screw here, you undo that. You take that out. You give the seat a little push back, just a little bit. You hear that, and then you'll be able to pull it up, right? Once you pull it up, you'll see that these cables here are disconnected, right? You'll see the bigger one is for the battery, so this will be disconnected. The smaller one connects the charging port to the battery itself, and this one will be disconnected too. So first thing you want to do, you want to make sure that these are connected, right? So once you connect them, you'll be able to turn the key and get that, so it's on, right? So you'll obviously go ahead and test out the turn signals, the lights, the modes. You can I don't know if you can see it from there, but you can go to mode 1, 2, and 3. From there, by default, it's going to be on park or neutral, if you want to call it. So when you want to move, you have to push this red P button. That takes you from park to basically drive, or whatever you want to call it. You're in gear now. So go ahead and put that back for safety. So you have the turn signals on the left hand side. Walk around, inspect them, make sure they're working front and back. Same with the right side. High beam, low beam, make sure that's on. Another thing you want to check, make sure that is also switched before you test the lights, is this toggle here. So on the right, that means it's off. Turn signals will still work, right? But the actual lights are off, as you can see. tail light will still work, but the daytime running light is off. The middle position gives you the daytime running light, but you don't get to use the high beam and low beam. So it's just daytime running. If you want the full functionality of the lights, you go all the way to the left, and that way you can do high beam, low beam, and you can see that indicated on the display as well. Similarly as well, turn signals should be displayed on the display there. They don't flicker, they don't flash, they just stay on. So that's really what you want to be checking for. Obviously there's a horn. I'm not gonna do that right now because it's almost midnight. I don't know why I like to do these videos at midnight, but it is what it is. So that's what you want to be checking for, right? So visual inspection, make sure you open the seat, you plug those two, and where is it? The fuse is somewhere in there. It's probably it's under here probably right now. It's really tight, but that's where the second fuse that I was mentioning is. All right, so the charging port is on the other side. So if the battery is dead or whatever and you want to charge, make sure that you first plug the charger to the wall before you plug it to the bike itself, right? So you make sure that is the order. You'll notice a little arrow on the charging port, which indicates that and there's an arrow here as well. So these need to be aligned to make sure that the pins actually fit perfectly in there. Don't fight it. If it doesn't fit in smoothly, take it out. Make sure that it's the charging port is aligned correctly, and then proceed to try again. This is a controller. Along with the controller, there's an app. It's called the MQCON, I believe. I can put that in the description below. But basically, that app, once you install it, turn on Bluetooth, connect to this controller over Wi-Fi settings, not Bluetooth settings, but your Bluetooth needs to be on. So basically, connect to it as if it's a Wi-Fi network, and then there is a USB drive here. If you're wondering what this USB drive here is actually the Bluetooth adapter, right? So make sure that this is plugged in good, and you should be able to connect to the controller from your phone. Next thing is, let's see, went over that. Oh, a huge safety thing that you should definitely do before you take it for the first ride is very simple, but pump the brakes. These are hydraulic brakes. You want to pump them to get any air out of the lines. Make sure they're good, just like how you do the car when you change the brake pads or whatever. If you know what that is, you'll basically do the same exact thing here. One other thing that I saw mentioned and resolved by Brett on the Facebook Huck Cycles mod group, that is the controller and it losing juice. And what that means is if it took too long for your battery for your bike to deliver it to you, and obviously the battery is disconnected, the internal battery to the controller drains and it dies, and it resets some of the settings, right? So that's a huge concern there. What you want to do is go into to log into your controller, download the MQCON, MQCON, I believe it is, maybe double N. It'll come up when you search it in the App Store. It's available on iPhone, Android. Once you connect to it, you'll toggle through some of the options, and there's the boost option, and then there's another one, normal, I think. These two might be reset to something very low or something crazy off, but you want to make sure is Brett said to set both of them to 80. I think default what they come out of Huck, for me at least, was 100 for the boost, which is this button here, the S button, and then 80 for the regular or normal. I think you can go up to 150, but obviously that's not recommended. I know some people have modified it to that. I'm personally considering that, honestly, but I don't know yet. But make sure those settings are right. Aside from that, one last thing. Do yourself a favor. Once you open the seat, there are two little rubber straps here. You'll see it in my other video where I level the tank, how to remove it. There is a number, there's a sticker on the battery. Make sure that if you got the upgraded battery, that it says 72 volt, 50 amp hour. 72 volt being the output, how much it can output the battery, and 50 amp hour is the size basically, or the range that you get. That is for the 21 model. That is the upgraded. That was an upgrade that we added. However, for the 22 models, that is the default. There's no upgrade. You can't get a small battery or a bigger battery. That's what it is, which is pretty awesome. But if you didn't have the upgrade battery, you'd probably have a 72 volt, 30 amp hour, or 60 volt, 30 amp hour, something along those lines. So just make sure that you have the right battery. If you don't, make sure that you reach out to Huck, and they're super helpful. They've helped me out with so many things, as you've seen in my other videos. They're quick to respond and definitely own up to any things that are missed. So real quick, we went over physical inspection of the bike itself. The shocks, the tires are good. There's no weird wobble. Everything looks intact for the most part. Not for the most part, but really everything is intact. No major damage or anything. I mean, you might find a scratch or whatever on here. It's not a big deal. You can touch that up yourself. So physical inspection, walk around, how to connect your bike, turn it on, test the lights, pump the brakes, how to check the controller settings. You'll see a lot of settings in there, and there are plenty of videos and posts. I'll do one in the future as well in detail, but for now, that is what you need to check on when you first take delivery of your bike. And I think that is it. I think one of the last things that I want to mention is, as we stand today, there's not a, you can call it a recall if you want, but basically there is, if you bought or ordered your Huck sometime in 2021 and took delivery in early 2022, so January, February, March, there is a good chance, or a chance, of you getting a wrong configured display. Meaning, and this just came out today from Brett, so thank you, Brett, for that information, that update. But basically, from the manufacturer, the display was configured for an 82 volt or 92 volt battery and 18-inch wheels. These are 17-inch wheels. So obviously, what that resulted in, the display not being able to read the battery range and the percentage and how much is left after riding 10, 15, 20, 30 miles, which is obviously a huge concern. And the other piece was the speedometer was off by about 10 to 15, for me at least, depending how fast I was going, it was off. So if I was going like 45, it would show 30. So the best way for you to test that is hook up, download the speedometer app on your phone, which uses GPS, and go for a quick ride and compare the two speeds. If it's off by 10, 12, 15 miles per hour, then you're probably one of those impacted. If you are, go ahead and email Huck Cycles. I can't remember the email address off the top of my head. I'll include it in the comment section below as well. But go ahead and email them, letting them know that you're impacted by the display issue and that you're requesting a new one. They should be able to send you one. Again, this is primarily for the early 2022 deliveries for the 21 model year. Other than that, let me know if you have any questions, concerns, comments. If I said anything wrong, please correct me. I'll be more than happy to make another video with any corrections. But this is from my personal experience so far, and hopefully this helps you guys as well. Sorry if this is a lengthy video, but I feel like this is definitely something that a lot of people have asked in the Facebook group, and hopefully I've answered some of the questions that you guys might have. If there's any questions, concerns, if you want me to answer or go over anything else, please let me know in the comment section below, or on Instagram, HuckDiary, or even Facebook. Let me know, and I'll make another video, or at least respond or comment on any questions. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you find this helpful.